Hey YouTube, how are you? I'm so excited to be starting this channel. I know I've been telling everybody I've been going to do this forever and totally haven't, so I'm finally getting around to it, and I figure I might as well start with my prep. So I basically started prep last week, and I am about 12 weeks out from my first local show because I have to requalify for nationals, and then I'll be going to USA's at the end of July. Lilo! Hey. This is my crazy dog, Lilo. You probably have seen her all over my Instagram because she's just totally adorable. Or maybe she's just so ugly that she's cute, you know? But she's my girl. Okay, so I'm here to do basically the Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram if you can give me some questions. I got hundreds of them, so I was basically just gonna go through and pick some of the most common ones and the questions I get a lot. So, okay, one of the first questions is, what has helped you most in building your legs? My legs, I kind of always had really muscular legs. When I was 14, I rode a bicycle from Seattle to San Francisco, and that was about 1,000 miles. And then the following summer, when I was 15, I went on a bicycle trip from Amsterdam to Barcelona, and that was about 1,500 miles. And then when I was 16, I rode a bicycle across the United States from Savannah to Santa Monica Pier. So I think that's probably where most of my leg muscle came from, is all that long distance cycling. That's sort of a random fact about me. Kind of crazy, kind of weird. I was about a hobo for all of my summers, and I didn't have any technology and that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's where the majority of my leg muscle has come from. And then through bodybuilding, I've sort of just incorporated a lot more accessory movements to that because that was mainly quads. So I've had to really build up my hamstrings and my glutes really to get that right proportion. So what are your future goals as far as fitness goes? My future goals, I honestly can't say I came into this knowing that I was going to be doing what I am doing right now. And it's really exciting. And I have goals to compete this summer and hopefully get my pro card. So I'm kind of really excited to see where everything takes me. And we'll go from there. You know, I have a lot of goals in terms of, aside from competing, I've always sort of wanted to go and go around the world and talk to people about not only training and fitness, but sort of how it changed my life and my outlook on life and how important mental health is in combination with your physical health, because it's really what changed everything about me. Okay, next one. How tall are you? I am only 5'3", almost 5'3". Pretty short. Not very intimidating. Yeah, maybe a little bit. What are you looking to get out differently from this year's competition apart from my past competition? So my last competition, my first one, was last year, and I had only done a 9-week prep, and so that was really short and really fast and really aggressive. So I'm really excited to be working with Lauren from ADO Fitness as my coach this year, and we're doing a 12-week prep for the local show and 16 weeks for USA's. So I'm really excited to be able to go slow and get to know my body and be at a really good place to start, and just really be able to preserve as much muscle as I can and go into this show with a totally different physique as last year. I'm starting a lot heavier than I did last time. For my first show, I really only had to lose about 5 pounds. So this time I have about 12 to 15 to lose. So it's going to be hard, but I know I've made so much progress in terms of muscle mass. So just got to stay positive, and I'll be honest, I am like anybody else, and it's been hard to see the scale go up and increase my food, and I've never been this heavy in my life before. It's going to work my ass off, and I'm going to bring the best package that I ever have. Do you go to school? Yes, I do. I am a student at UCSB, University of California, Santa Barbara, and I am in the midst of choosing what I want to do, but right now I think I'm going to decide on an art major, specializing in graphic design, and with a minor in professional writing. And then I'll do, my school does a exercise science certification, so I'm going to do that. Will you do a meetup? Yes, actually, if any of you guys are in the LA area, a bunch of us are going to meet people at Santa Monica Pier. Let me see if I can actually pull up that that poster that we made. So it is myself, Emily Hayden, Ari, Randy, Amanda, Elle, Jen, Robin, Brittany, Yami, Emily, and Nikki. So we're all going to be at the Santa Monica Promenade on April 15th at 3 p.m. And we'll just stay, you know, as long as people are coming and want to say hi. And any athletes in the area, like, totally come, you know, like, this is totally whoever wants to be there. We're just, like, all happening to be in the same place. So it's like a big girls trip, and we figured we might as well do this because we get asked to do meetups, like, all the time, and it'd be really fun, you know. What is your favorite type of cardio? Okay, cardio. Cardio sucks, but, you know, you have to do it. I really like HIIT over LISS, high intensity interval training over low intensity, just because you can do it for a short amount of time, and it's honestly more fun because you get to, like, split it up. Like, if I'm doing sprints for 20 minutes, you know, it's like 2-minute intervals, you know, with the sprints, and so it makes it go by a little faster, and then you get really sweaty, your heart rate goes up, and you feel really good when you're done. This, for me, can personally just get, like, really boring and tedious, and sometimes I just don't feel like I really got much out of it. So that's my personal opinion. So HIIT, for me, can be anything from, like, plyo circuits to ropes, or just doing sprints, or going to the stadium at school and just going up and down the stairs or around the track, that kind of thing. What are your favorite glute exercises? Okay, I love sumo deadlifts. I only incorporated those really this year. I had never really known how to deadlift properly, so that has been really fun. I love doing those. Hyperextensions. That one, it's like a very small movement of coming back up, but that squeeze at the top is absolutely killer, and they suck, and I always burn out with them, but it's definitely one of the most effective glute workouts that I've incorporated this off-season. How old were you when you first started lifting? I started lifting not very seriously when I was 17. I just turned 20 a few weeks ago. So that was my senior year of high school, and I really only got more serious about it my freshman year of college. So that was last year. And now I'm here, spring of my sophomore year. And I love it. It's the best thing about my day. What was your life like before your fitness journey started? I went to a couple different high schools. I grew up in the same town for basically the majority of my childhood back in New Jersey. And it was never really a good place for me. You know, it was a tough town. It was a tough group of people. And I'm sure a lot of East Coast people will know what I mean. The East Coast is tough sometimes, especially when you're a kid, and, you know, I just was never a very popular kid, you know, and then it comes to high school, and there's so much drama, and it was so unnecessary, and I fell into a really, really dark place. When did you first decide to compete, and why? My first competition was the summer after my freshman year of college. I wanted to do it once I was basically almost moved out and didn't have to go to the dining halls anymore. So I had just it was the winter of my freshman year when I dropped my sorority. I realized it wasn't for me, and I stopped going out so much. I stopped drinking so much, and I really dedicated myself to this fitness thing. And I realized that it was something I wanted to try. I didn't know if I would be any good at it. I'm so not a dancer. I've never gone on stage for anything. It was never my thing. So this was a big leap of faith for me, which is sort of why I felt like it would be a good thing to do, just because I had never done anything like it before. And so that was that. And I was like, you know, this is something new. This is a good way to jumpstart myself into the fitness industry and see if it's what I even want to do. And I ended up loving it. It was really hard, and it made me learn a lot about myself in this past year. But I'm really happy I did it because it helped me find my passion for it. Okay, next one. Ways to save money as a competitor. Okay, so my first show was overwhelmingly expensive. I did not really realize how much it was going to cost. And for your first show, it is most likely going to cost you over $1,000. And I'm just going to be like brutally honest with you guys. Your first show is probably going to cost you over $1,000. And that's a lot of money. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be ready for that. And there aren't a ton of ways to save on that because you're going to need your NPC card. You're going to need to pay the entry fee. You know, you need the jewelry, the shoes, the bikini. But what you can do is you can prepare yourself, plan the best ways and places to go grocery shopping, where you can get deals on bulk foods. Like, I would go to Costco during my prep because I would eat a lot of the same things, you know, like a ton of chicken breast, a lot of sweet potatoes and vegetables, and I can get them a lot. for a lot less money. So that was something I did to help me save money on food. But, you know, sort of, you're going to have to pay the entry fee. You're going to have to pay those things. And a way you can save money on a suit, maybe some competitors often sell their suits for less than they bought them for, that kind of thing. Favorite protein powder? My favorite protein powder has been PD Science. I really like a lot of the flavors they have. One of my favorites is chocolate chip peanut butter and snickerdoodle. And they bake really well when I'm making like protein waffles or something like that. They make a really good consistency, so I also like them because of that. She's being a brat, not paying attention to her. Yeah. Favorite protein bars? My favorite protein bars have been the Combat Crunch bars. And what's your biggest mindset for cutting and transitioning into cutting? When I'm going to start a cut, I just know that I have to really mentally be there. I can know that I want to look really shredded. Like, you can always want to look really good, but if you're not mentally prepared to do that, and if you're not mentally prepared to know what it's going to take, then it's not going to happen. And I think that's really why I needed to take last year off, was because I just wasn't there. And no matter how much I wanted to compete again, I just knew I couldn't do it. My mind wasn't there. Tips on how to balance school and training. How did you do it? So when I first came to college, I knew that I needed to keep up with exercising because everyone says you're going to gain the freshman 15 and everything. So I was there to tell myself that you didn't have to. So basically, once I got my class schedule and I figured it all out, I just thought about the times that would work with that class schedule. And I even eventually got a job working most days, 3 or 4 days a week, and I still made it work. What you have to do is you have to make it a priority. Of course, you have to go to school and you have to go to work, but you have to make yourself and your mental and physical health a priority as well. So I just figured out what time of the day would work on each day of the week, and I made sure I would go. I held myself accountable, and it's not going to be easy. There are going to be days that you don't want to go, and there are going to be weeks that you don't want to go, but you have to go. And it's possible, and there is time. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour workout. It can be 30 minutes or 45 minutes. You know, if you're efficient, you can get a workout done pretty fast. And especially if you're not trying to be a competitor or you're not trying to be a super intense athlete, like going in for 30 or 45 minutes a few times a week is going to be good. It's going to help you, and it's going to make you feel better. And you have to know that when you're doing this, especially in school, it's going to make your mind clearer, it's going to help you study better, and it's going to help you be more attentive in class overall. So, how long after you first started lifting did you do your first show? I had been lifting since I was 17, and I did my first show when I was 19. So it had been 2 years of being consistent with lifting that brought me into my first show. And I will confidently say that that is why I was able to get first place and qualify for nationals in my first show. A lot of times I will get messages from people like saying they want to compete, and that's a wonderful goal. But if you haven't been lifting for a long enough time, you won't have the solid foundation that you really need when you're cutting. And then you'll cut down, but you won't have the muscle mass underneath that is needed to have that really great bikini physique. So I will say with confidence that if you want to do a show, have a solid bodybuilding foundation underneath and all of that muscle that you can have once you cut down. Just assess yourself right now and be honest with yourself. And if you feel like you don't have enough muscle to cut down to, then keep lifting, keep eating more, eat in a caloric surplus. The stage will always be there. So you might as well put all the really hard work of cutting in once you're ready and you know it's going to be so worth it. Are you on a team or do you self-coach? I'm on a team this year. I'm with ADO Fitness, so I'm working personally with Lauren. I had originally emailed Amber from on the ADO Fitness website and sort of talked about my situation. I had been in a very low-calorie, high cardio situation in my off-season with my old coach, and it was really not good. I was not healthy, and I knew it. And I knew it wasn't the right thing. So I got in contact with Amber because I had known about her struggles with similar things after competing. And so she guided me to Lauren, and Lauren has helped me reverse diet. We have increased my carbs by over 200, my fats by 25, and proteins still about the same, but my calories increased so much, and it has made a huge difference. And over that course of time, I only gained 2 pounds from the point I was at when I was eating like 1,000 calories less and doing 40 minutes of cardio every single day. So I'm really grateful for them. Okay.